All right, people, we're late in the office, working, trying to get as much as I can done tomorrow because today, or I guess it is tomorrow, today because we have a lot to do tomorrow. So I am still got up and had to finish this because I told you I'm one of those people just got to get it done. Doesn't make a difference. It has to be done because again, I have a lot on my plate and I'm trying to get as much as I can finish. So yeah, we got a few other people actually in the office right now, still working. So I got a chance to go down and get something to drink real quick and come back up and finish up. So anyway, I found out something interesting. I got a buddy of mine who's looking into this right now, and he's been sending me back. I got a friend of mine over in Japan. So the reason why I have a lot of overseas friends, and he's digging some stuff up. And you know who Ross Tucker is? Actually, Ross Tucker is a football player. Yeah, famous one too. Never heard him before, but yeah, he's actually a famous football player. Right here. So, this is the fellow. Man, I got stuff everywhere. I literally need a bigger desk. I just have to clean my desk up. This is the fellow who basically claimed to be the real estate agent, I guess the owner of the building that Fernando's in. And the problem we have here is the fact that he is not coming up anywhere. I mean, usually, when you're talking about a real estate agency, a person gives out their name, they basically would come up anywhere. I mean, you can literally find them anywhere. That's how I had to do background checks on people that I was actually renting from. I had to go in and I had to basically back check their name, their addresses, all their stuff to make sure they were who they were. Because anybody can pose as anybody. You can dig up people's information pretty easy. So this is the message we got from this fellow. This is the number right here. The problem we have here is the fact that this name, Ross Tucker, is a football player. And if he's a real estate agency with the same name as a football player, he should pop up. Especially if he's an agent. He should definitely pop up. And that's one of the things that people do when you're renting a property from somebody. You know, you should be able to dig them up. Number one, we never got an email, nothing from this guy, because usually they send an email over who they are, what they're all about, blah, 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 blah. We didn't get any of that whatsoever. So, let me see right here. And keep in mind, if this is your business number right here, you shouldn't have no problem with me posting this because it's not doxing. It is actually your address, your number that you used to contact us from your so-called property that you're renting. You're actually renting out to Jamie Fernando. Let me see. He doesn't mention the tenant's name. That's another thing too I find interesting. So I got a buddy of mine we forward this to. I'm going to forward this to my other emails and send it up to him. So good afternoon, Mr. Bird. My name is Ross Tucker, and I'm calling on behalf of, and this is supposed to be the apartments which we checked and searched. Yeah, no, you do not. Real estate regarding to an issue that you have been having with one of my tenants. Now, he didn't mention who the tenant was, and usually they will mention who the tenant is. They will mention who the tenant is or mention what apartment he's in, because you already know where he's at already if you're contacting them. They didn't mention any of that whatsoever. So it could be any tenant. Please feel free to give me a call back. Here's my West Coast. It's currently 5:30, but so the timeline, wherever so. That's the number right there. And then he gives it to me again. And he calls it Ross Tucker. And then again, we looked all this up. There's nothing coming up on this at all, period. That's where you're able to contact him back and say, hey, look, buddy, your address isn't coming up the way you said it's supposed to be coming up. It's not. You're missing something there. Something is definitely missing from that address. I'm going to forward this over to Immerse 4K Cinema. Put down lawyer. Yeah, because it's against the law to impersonate a real estate agent. And when we figure out exactly who actually owns that building, we're definitely going to let them know that somebody posed as someone who was owner of your building. So whoever this fellow is, which we got you, we're going to make sure that we get you taken care of right away. I'm going to send this over to a friend of mine. He's going to take care of that for me. Now, upon looking for this fellow, we came up with this guy right here, which is a football player. And again, if there was somebody who was a real estate agency and he was out there advertising, his Facebook page would have came up, Instagram page would have came up, YouTube page would have came up, because they're advertising. That's one of the things we looked up when we were looking for places and houses and stuff. The agency we're working with, we researched their agency. They came up on Facebook. They came up on Instagram. They came up everywhere. And there were other people vouching who they knew who they were, and they bought houses from them or rented houses from them. So it shows that they were legit. We were able to do a fact check on them to see exactly who they were. This guy doesn't come up anywhere at all, period. Let me see. See, we have a Ross McDonald Tucker. He's in Florida, real estate agency. That's in Florida. It's not in California. And then whatever the agency's claiming to be, it's crossed out. And then the other fellow here, he's a football player. And he has nothing to do with real estate. So, Mr. Fernando, I don't know who you got to send a number, but we got his voice recording and everything. That's all we need. That's all we need. We'll find who your landlord really is at the end of the day. We'll let him know that you got somebody to impersonate him to contact us to try to scare us off from going in and basically filing. To the fellow, I'll message you at the end of the day. When we find you, when we catch you, I'm going to file criminal charges against you. Even if they come down to California, I'm going to file charges against you. Because your friend Fernando's in a lot of trouble. Got himself in a lot of trouble. He's got very serious criminal charges. I will make sure that tomorrow, when I contact the FBI, and I will be going to the Allen Times Police Department, I'll be adding you in with the list. So, I'll be seeing you soon. And that's not a threat at the end of the day, buddy. As you say, oh, is that a threat? No, that's an actual promise. This is going to happen to you. So my buddy's been doing some digging around. He's been throwing some stuff that, yo, this guy doesn't exist. He's not connected to the property. And we looking at the stuff we're looking at, he's not connected. It's funny, he would use the name Ross Tucker, which is actually the name of a famous football player. And there is an agent by the name of Ross Tucker, but he's nowhere near in California. He's in Florida. And the apartment that he gave, actually the apartment complex, the name of the apartment complex, it's not even the name of that apartment complex. Well, that message is going to be forwarded over to the FBI, which we're going to do. And next time, Mr. Fernando, you feel the need to do something stupid at the end of the day, which you constantly are doing something stupid. We have been through this before. You did this nonsense with the this nonsense with the lawyer. You did this twice with the lawyer. You went and got a fake lawyer. You got somebody got in the backyard, talked some nonsense, got busted on that. You had another guy contact us. He was a fake lawyer. That nonsense right from there. This is going to make things far worse for you. I don't think your landlord is going to like this altogether. And I can't. The part that I find interesting is that in the message he never mentioned the tenant who he was talking about, because he usually would mention that. He's talking to a business at the end of the day. He knows we know where he lives at. If we're addressing him, he knows we know where he lives at. So he never mentioned the apartment number. He never mentioned who that person was. Now, when I got on the phone and had a conversation with him, he was full of threats, cursing, carrying on. I'm thinking, what kind of business is this guy running from the door? If your first words coming out of your mouth is FUC, blah, blah, blah. That's what came out of his mouth. Yeah. See, that's why I know you didn't have the business there at all, period. And then we know you were in the business. That's why we called him back 3 times. And the reason why he kept answering with the same name, because you would call her the ID. Mind you, we used a private number. When we called over, the private number that was coming up was us. He knew it was for us because the only person was calling him by that number 3 times in a row. Yeah. On top of that, my buddy just called that number today, and someone else answered. I had several people call that number today, and someone else answered, not by the name of that agency, by there. So with that being said, guess what? Going down to Allentown Police Department tomorrow, filing another charge. Got somebody to pose as a real estate agency to contact us and act like he was the owner of that building. So that tells me at the end of the day, Fernando, you are scared to death. Just scared. If you're going to go to lengths like that to try to get people to fake the landlord, you're terrified. I'm going to find your landlord at the end of the day. I'm going to remove you out of that building. You're going, whether you like it or not. And I can see you're scared to death. by what you heard by what I played back, what that lawyer spoke about, what he said that the terms of willfully fall underneath of, you're going to jail for the rest of your life. Willfully. Never forget that word. Yeah. All right. I'm going to finish the rest of my work in here. I'm going to finish building this, get the thing all put together. So that way, when I do come here tomorrow, which is going to be really super early, I can start working on my panels. My panels coming tomorrow. I can finally start building that thing over there, putting that thing together. And then I have to finish this right here and that, which we're working on tomorrow too, on top of that. So I'm trying to not get buried in what I'm doing right now. So that's why I'm in here late getting that finished. But I was in here, my buddy sent me a photo of it. He said, you might want to go look at this real quick. And I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So he got someone to call our business. Mind you, Fernando, listen to what I'm saying. You got someone to call our company. Not me, my company, my business. That makes it even worse. And fake as if they were the owner of that building. I know the owner of the building is not that young. I know he's an old guy at the end of the day. I know that for a fact. He's an old man. I know that. That's not your landlord. The fact that, like I said, you went to that kind of great states to fool us, that tells you at the end of the day you're scared. And for the person who made the call, well, you can get in a lot of trouble. Is it against the law to personate a landlord? It is. It's against the law. Can't do that. It's get you in a lot of trouble. So, buddy, guess what? Your life is over. Because guess what? I'm going to contact some people. And we're going to figure out exactly where you're located at. When we get a hold of Fernando, I'm pretty sure once they squeeze him enough in the interrogation room, he's going to start spitting out all kinds of information. So it's against the law to impersonate a landlord. And what made it worse is you impersonated a landlord on somebody else's property. So, lights out. Didn't I keep telling you guys at the end of the day, stop giving us ammunition to crush you guys? Why do y'all do dumb stuff at the end of the day? You know we're going to find out about it. You know we're going to find out about it. You can face legal consequences. So, buddy, I don't know who you are at the end of the day, but we'll find out your name and everything at the end of the day. We'll have you. No time at all. But it's against the law. And you already contacted my company claiming to be something that you're not. Got your voice recording right here. When you talk, this machine, that service records you. You ever heard of voice recognition software? You about to find out what it is, because my buddy used it on you, and he knows exactly who you are. He was able to match your sound bites. Yeah, you got to understand, man, we live in the world of technology. So, yeah, easy find. So, all what we found out already, I'm going to take that down. He's going to send all the rest of the information to me. I'm going to walk down to Allentown's Police Department tomorrow. I'm going to file another charge. And we're going to pop over to the FBI because we have an appointment with them. We're going to finish it off from there. So, yeah, he went in and got somebody to impersonate a landlord. It's considered to be illegal, as it is a constituted fraud and can be published as by the law or on a jurisdiction. Mind you, you can't do that. You can't fake being a landlord. You can't fake being a priest. As for Mr. Williams, we haven't forgot about you. Just because no one has ring a ding ding, we haven't talked about you. You're under investigation. You don't know that yet. Sooner or later, someone's going to be making some contact with you real soon. And the people across the street, they already know at the end of the day that you used their address because we reached out to them. We to point them in the direction where your building's at. So they're going to have a little talk with your landlord. You're on your way out in the street. On top of that, they're digging around in your tax papers and everything, all your finances. They're digging around in everything now. They want to know where this money was going to. That you claim yourself being this preacher at the end of the day. So you're under investigation. You just don't know it. They'll reach out to you. When they reach out to you, you'll know. You'll see 2 officers at the door ready to get you arrested. You'll be on your way out. That's what happens when they do their investigation. They don't let you know yet. Because, again, they don't want to spook you or freak you out. You might leave or something at the end of the day. When do the investigation, dig up on you. And right now they're digging through all your freaking personal information to find out whether or not you are who you say you are. And if you're not, and you don't have a church, then where is this money going to? So it's only a matter of time before something pops up at your front door and you end up with handcuffs. Against the law, can't do that, buddy. Yeah, man. He was that scared at the end of the day that he contacted a friend of his to call us. And mind you, in the message, this is what my buddy found interesting about the message, he didn't mention Jamie's name at all. He didn't mention the apartment number, not at all. They would have mentioned everything. All that would have been mentioned. When we talked to him, he didn't want to hear about the LLC. He didn't want to hear about the copyright infringements. He didn't even know anything about the process server coming to the door. Because we said, process server came to that door, right? And he says, I don't give a blank about this, and I don't give a blank about that. You're not going to threaten this, and you're not going to do that, and so and so and so, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you got somebody at the end of the day that thought that they were going to talk to us and tried to threaten us with lawsuits and whatever, and we pursued you at the end of the day. That's why I told you made things far worse for yourself now. So now your buddy's going to go to jail, and you're definitely going to go to jail. But I know now, you already let me know 1%, you're terrified and you're afraid. And I'm going to say something to Mr. Fernando, and I know you're in this room right now. All the efforts that you have tried to keep yourself out of jail is not going to work. You're going to prison for a very long time. Every single attorney in this building knows you are going to jail for the rest of your life. Sleep on that tonight. Know that your effort failed. Remember, Mr. Fernando, you can't get over, man, at the end of the day. I know you think you can get over. I know you think you got these wild ideas in your head that maybe if I do this and maybe I do that, this is going to disappear, and it's not going to happen. You're going to jail. You got copyrights, man, very serious copyrights sitting over top of your head, and they're willfully copyrights, which is an extremely serious charge. You've already been scanned into the system already. I seen you one and it took my picture down. The reason why you took my picture down because you knew it from the door that you're going to get sued for that, which is too late. You're already getting sued for it. Beginning of January, we start following all documents, everything to bring you into court, all criminal charges, everything. So from this end, this is going to be a nightmare for you. You don't know when to answer the door. You don't know who's waiting for you. You don't know what's going to happen. Right now, this is where your world starts caving in on you. So, remember this. You're going to jail for the rest of your life. I want you to understand that. You touched my copyrights, did you not? When you dug around trying to find my company attached to my address, what did you find in those government files? You found my copyrights, right? So my copyrights are real, the 100% real, because you found them. So if you found my copyrights, guess who else will find them? The judge. Lawyers, prosecutors, DAs will find that. And guess what that means? That means that you're going to go to jail because you have willfully. Now, mind you, but that lawyer said, he said, willfully, if we're talking about 2 and 3 times, you touched my copyrights over 50 times. You even wrote down on some of my copyrights, your name, your company's name on my own copyrights. If I were you, Mr. Fernando, I'm going to tell you something right now from a person who's been in the system. Take up some kind of hand-to-hand combat skills. You're going to need it. Trust me. You're definitely going to need it. You don't look like the type that stands out as a person who's been in the system in and out and pretty much lives that kind of life. You really don't. So, again, as I'm trying to explain to you the best way I can, they're going to attack you on the first day. I guarantee you. You're new. You don't know anybody there. You're fresh fish at the net. That's where the term fresh fish. You don't understand the situation you got yourself into, man. When you walk into that facility, you'll be chained feet first and hands. You'll be behind other people, and you'll do a little shuffle. You walk in. Everybody does that little shuffle. When you come in through the process, through that gate, and they lay you sit up against the wall, and they direct you to what floor you're going to be at and which cell you're going to be at. The minute you walk in there, you're automatically fresh meat. They already know from the door who belongs and who doesn't belong in there. And somebody is in there watching you. It's always like that. Opportunity. It's always opportunity. Whether it's going to be your cellmate or whether it's going to be somebody out there on the floor or in the yard or in the gym, in the showers, whatever, opportunity. You better be tough. You better man up. You're going to need it. Don't be the B word. Don't be that person at the end of the day. You let them take something off your plate, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. They're going to basically dog you out as long as you're there. You better fight. See, I know this terrifies the daylights out of you, and it should. Because again, you had no respect for other people, and you never have any respect for other people. I think you've been doing stuff like this for a very long time. Life has caught up to you, Mr. Fernando. Karma has caught up to you. It is time now to pay. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Those copyrights, whew, everything else you got coming up, man, is not going to be good for you. You're going to cry in court. You are. You're going to apologize to me to about 100,000 times. But again, I don't care. We're asking for maximum on everything. Well, good luck with all that. I'll give you something to sleep on tonight. And you get on YouTube, rant. We don't care at the end of the day. And whatever you do, we don't care. Bottom line is you're scared, and this is what you're showing. You're going to go through that measurement to get someone to contact my business and to come in and act like he's the landlord of that property to try to scare us, to keep us from following through on these charges. Tells me at the end of the day you're scared. And also to the other fellow who basically got involved in that too, there's a charge for that too. Basically, let me see. Let's see. Intimidation. I think it's called intimidation. Yes, intimidation. What's the charge for trying to intimidate somebody to not press charges? Yeah, it's classified as a felony. The fake lawyer? Yeah, we got that one on recording too. That one too. He had a lawyer try to fake like he was a real lawyer. No, that was also fake. Buddy, boy, I am telling you. Well, I have nothing more I can say to you, buddy. Lights out. That's pretty much what it's going to come down to. Lights out. Nighty night. Keep your bow tight. Boy, you messed up, man. You have really messed your life up. You have messed up. You really went to all that effort. Scared to death. So now we do get a hold of your landlord. We're not asking for $300,000. We're going to ask for $500,000. And if he can't pay, that's not my problem at the end of the day. Then his property forecloses. We want $500,000. The reason why we're going to request $500,000 from him is due to the fact that we had somebody impersonate, tried to intimidate us to keep us from going forth and filing charges. I find it interesting that that fellow mentioned your name in the phone call, but he didn't mention it in the voice recording at all, period. Because he didn't want to say certain things that would incriminate him. That's why. But that right there alone, with his voice in there, contacting us on that matter, yeah. One of our tenants, he didn't mention his name, didn't mention the apartment, nothing. But he mentioned that the agency, and the agency has nothing to do with that apartment whatsoever. That's why I called him back the third time. I said, you don't even own that building. Because we did a background check that fast on it, and nothing came up. If you're an agent at the end of the day, and you sold quite a few properties, rented a few properties, you're going to be everywhere. You're going to advertise because they get paid on commission. That's why. You're going to be everywhere. That's why we do background checks on people we're renting from. We look for you on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. If you're basically out there, you're going to have stuff all over about you here and here. I rent this, I rent that, and blah, 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 blah. So, because you get paid on commission. You got to get them clients in there. And we can't find nothing on this guy but a football player. That's it. That sounds odd. Especially for a building that size. That's a big building at the end of the day. And he doesn't come up anywhere. That's another red flag too. Why they're trying to hunt down the original one because there's nothing coming up on him. And how does a building like that exist? Why does a person hide on a building that big to begin with? Process service have been there. So when my process service get there, Mr. Fernando, I'm going to make sure that they basically get us all the information on that building so we can track down your landlord. when we do reach your landlord, Mr. Fernando, I don't know which is going to come first. The lawsuits are going to hit you with, the jail time for the copyrights. You got the post office fraud charges coming out. There's a lot of stuff on this guy's head at the end of the day. When we do reach out to the landlord, we want an eviction notice right there on the spot. We don't want you to have a tap out. We don't want you to have a grace period. We want you to have 30 days. We want you evicted off the property within that day. Or we take them to court and make it worse. So, you couldn't tell your real landlord, could you, to contact us, could you? You got a fake. That's how I know you're scared. See, I told you, people. He puts on a big show. And he's on YouTube, just so you know. Yeah, my buddies have been tracking him. He's on YouTube right now. He's in a fake dummy account. Like I told you before that he was on YouTube, and all of a sudden he popped up, and all of a sudden he took a picture when he was inside our stream. Yeah, he's on YouTube right now. We know he's here. I got somebody that's been tracking him. So he's on here. So, Fernando, listen to me carefully. The fact that you didn't tell your landlord means you know 100% that you're going to be kicked out of that apartment. And the fact that you had to contact somebody to act like they are your landlord to do what you just did tells me that you know that you're in the wrong. Bye-bye, buddy. You're getting your route. How long you been there for that apartment complex? And that fast, you were already on your way out. See, this is why I tell you that words at the end of the day can come back to bite you in the face. You would try to get me kicked out of multiple apartments. You would have to lie to my landlords and said all kinds of evil things about me. And my landlords didn't believe you because, you know, I pay my rent on time. I'm always good to what I do at the net, take care of the house and all that. And you just tried in every place. I found out the first house I moved into, he contacted the owners over there. He contacted the owners at every place I went to go lay my head. He contacted these people and tried to make trouble for me. Places that we've got worked at, he contacted them and said nasty things about it. And God saw all that you did. Now, everything is about to come right back on you now. Everything you try to do to me, it's about to happen to you. You said that I was going to go to jail, right? You're going to jail now. You touched my copyrights. A number of things you're going to jail for. You said I was going to be out in the street. You're going to be out in the street now. You said I'm going to lose everything. You're about to lose everything. Happened to you. Just right back at you, didn't it? You said I was going to lose my company. Let's see if this ghost shit pops up again. They've been monitoring this website to activity. See if he's here. There you go. Everything you said that was going to happen to me is now happening to you. And you forget all that nonsense like, oh, but I moved on to bigger and better things. We all saw the video demonstration. Yeah, you came on and committed 3 crimes that literally got you 3 separate charges, including another set of doxing charges that my family filed against you for doxing her address. That's not moving on to bigger and better things. People don't say I'm going to move on to bigger and better things and rob a bank the next day. That's not kind of moving on to bigger and better things. That's getting yourself in more trouble. So you haven't moved on for jack. So when they get you in court, now mind the lawsuits, I've got a couple of lawsuits coming up first. So when those lawsuits come up and the debt collectors come in to collect what belongs to me, keep in mind on that day, we're going to garnish your paycheck. So you owe me money, that you got that money to pay me up. So I'm taking you to civil court. I'm not taking you to small claims. It's not going to be $12,000. It's going to be $100,000. That's what you're going to have to pay me, about $100,000 in that range. You're going to pay for my lawyer costs, all that. You're going to pay for everything. Court costs, the whole 9 yards. So when that $100,000 kicks over, if you ain't got that money in your account to pay me, they're going to start freezing your stuff. And they're going to freeze your stuff. That means that when you go to work, before keep in mind, you won't go to jail yet, but when you go to work and you get your paycheck, you will notice that you'll see something new on your paycheck saying that you owe money and they took a percentage of your money out of your check. Every time you get paid, you're going to be reminded what you did, and you're going to pay me that money. Yep, yes you are, and you can't do anything about it unless you get paid under the table. If you get paid under the table, you're going to find out. They're definitely going to track it down, and you're going to lose your job. So I hope you get a check, a real check at the end of the day. So if you're getting paid under the table, then again, guess what? They're going to find out about it. You get your income tax check, guess what? Mine. I can take your whole entire income tax check. Not a part of it. I can take the whole thing. So again, you're working for me now. Unless you can get one of your followers to pay me. And mind you, it's a lot of money. Keep in mind, we're suing you for the cyber stalking. We're suing you for terroristic threats. We're suing you for doxing. We're suing you for the nonsense we went through with the post office fraud. We're suing you for everything, and including with the what do you call it? Oh, I can't think of the name of it now. The copyrights. You owe me $15 million. Did you see what that thing adds up to? Willfully, which means per offense. And we're at something like 50 or something like, you owe me $15 million for one of the copyrights. Remember, you hit two of them. You don't have that money. So you got a rich uncle around, somebody around's willing to bail you out of this mess, you can keep all your stuff if you can get somebody to pay us. If you can't, then you're in a lot of trouble. So with that being said, well, you figure it out from there. Don't care. I'm going to go tomorrow morning, and I'm going to go file with the magistrate, get this thing taken care of, get you in court. And meanwhile, your attempt to have a fake landlord contact my company and do that at the end of the day clearly shows me at the end of the day that you are truly terrified. Why don't you tell your real landlord? Why don't you reach out to him? That's your buddy, right? I mean, he let you put your company's name on top of his apartment complex. Why don't you reach out and talk to him? Have him contact me. Oh, you can't, because you can't tell him about everything that's going on, because that would violate what you have in your lease, and that would get you kicked out of the building. That's why you couldn't tell him. Well, too bad. We're going to find him anyway. And by the way, since your name is sitting on his building, that means he's reliable for any of the lawsuits that come through. They're going to hit him also. And since your LLC is delinquent, you can't cover it. Good luck on that one. Boy, it's going to be, I can't wait for that one to pop off. Boy, he's going to be mad. He is going to be really, really upset. I mean, very upset that your LLC is sitting up there and your business is crumbling around you. He's going to be very upset. All right, well, let's see, 11:36, get a lift, get back to the place. I ain't getting no shut-eye. That's definitely not going to happen. I'm probably going to jump on my VR glasses. I got VR glasses. I got the G2s over there. Probably going to jump on the G2s and do some chat tonight. Some VR chat. I haven't been there in a while. Joke around, laugh. I'm going to have some fun. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you acknowledge this. I'm glad you have now finally, it's sunk in, and you're now understanding the full throttle of what's about to happen to you. Sites down, products are not selling anymore, or you weren't selling for a while. You've been outed as a fake, like you sat there in the video and said, no matter how much evidence I show them, people are going to believe what they're going to believe. They're going to believe because the evidence is right there on the blacklist. It's right there. Clearly, you committing these crimes. It's right there. Literally, you're going to complain in the video about people going to believe what they're going to believe. Yeah, we all saw what you did. That's all to it. It is what it is. You're tough as house paint. Nobody wants to touch it. Man, she was Louise. And now you're going to lose the one thing. You know, most people would rather, Fernando, you know how precious freedom is? Apparently you don't understand it. Most people would rather be butt naked in the cold with nothing to eat and no clothes on than rather spend the rest of their time in a prison system. I know I've had this conversation before with people that were all locked up. But would you rather basically walk home in the freezing cold with no clothes and no food? And they're glad they would do it in a hot second just to be out of that place. Oh, man. Well, people, person got on YouTube and talked all that nonsense, right? Talked all that trash, carried on, acted up, acted like he was big and bad and he was going to control everything. And now look at him. Look at the downfall of him. I had nerve to do a YouTube video talking about the rise and fall of Kenneth Bird. And look at you now. Got to be careful about the things you say out of your mouth. And Mr. Fernando, again, we have to repeat this because you are a child, you know, because, you did the whole drawing picture thing at the end of the day. That's when I was down at the police station. They were like, no, I would take this to civil court because you get a lot more money. And that's what we're going to do, take your civil court for that mess. But anyway, you are a child. We have to keep reminding you in this because you are a very emotional person. You're a very emotional human being that you have to understand that no one hates you at the end of the day. You just did dumb stuff and I'm going to prosecute you for it. That's what's going to happen. Just like if somebody goes out and they rob a bank and they do something, they don't hate them at the end of the day. You broke the law. You got to pay for it. That's part of life. That's what life is. I think as you're not a grown, I don't consider you to be a grown man. I consider you to be a child. I think you feel that people have to hate you, and that's the reason why this is happening. It's happening because you're stupid and you did dumb stuff, and this is your reward for doing dumb stuff. You played the game, You got all the stupid prizes. You got the round trip stupid prizes. You got the free luxury luggage stupid prizes. You even got the freaking kitchen dinette set and the whole 9 yards. You got the whole thing. You even won what was behind door number 1, 2, and 3 at the same time, matching cars. You played that game and you won all the stupid prizes. Fortunately for you, you basically really screwed yourself. And the thing about it is when you got on YouTube and you try to act like, you weren't fazed by it all, that's the part about, I'm not fazed by this, and kept on doing stuff and kept doing stuff, you're digging deeper holes for yourself. And I'm pretty sure off camera you realize that you're messing up pretty bad. But you kept doing it, kept doing it, and now you're hiding. You haven't moved on to bigger and better things. You saw that one already. You're hiding. So terrified that you literally went out and got yourself a fake landlord and didn't contact the real landlord. Well, when I contact the real landlord, you know what? We're not going to probably hit him. If we find out he knew anything about it, we're going to sue the crap out of him. But for pain and suffering and everything else we're going through, blah, 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 psychiatrists and all that stuff, yeah, we're going to basically hit you with $300,000. We'll take $300,000 from him. And in return, we want you off the building. Out of the building pronto, as fast as possible. I want you out of there the same day. I don't care if they got to throw your stuff out in the street. We want you out of that building. And I'll tell you something. As mad as he's going to be at the end of the day, he is going to be ticked about how you went into his apartment complex, you stained the name of his building, and how your LLC is sitting on his property that he needs to get off. Because as long as your LLC sits on that building, anything that comes over, post office, federal, whatever, it's going to hit that building. And it's going to make his life rough. Because your LLC is sitting on top of it. Got to get that permission first. And we looked all that up, right? About getting permission about the LLC. You got to get permission. Because if you do something wrong, he's going to hit with it. Your name is on his building. So he's going to get hit with that too. And then what's going to happen is Mr. Fernando, he can't sit there and say, well, hey, tenants do dumb stuff. At the end of the day, I'm not responsible. His company's name is not on your what? It is on your building. It literally is on your building right now. That's when we told the other guy, he went screaming and yelling and cursing out like it was our fault. I was like, oh, no, he's not the landlord. Because if you had told anybody at the end of the day that the person in the apartment committed crimes and that their name is sitting on the building, the first thing they're going to say is, do you have evidence of this? And can you send it over to me? Because I need to see this. That's what he would have said. Not screaming and carrying like this guy did. That's your family member by any chance? You better hope not at the end of the day. That's not your family member. Well, we'll find out who he is. Because, again, pretty sure, hope it's not the guy on Kern Street. But anyway, yeah, they would have asked for that information right up front. They were like, can you email that over to us? We can have proof of that. Because, again, either he knows or he doesn't know. If he doesn't know, that means that, you're in a lot of trouble, and he's going to want you to get it off his property. Let me explain something to you, Mr. Fan, real quick. I know I say that a lot. Your landlord's going to throw you on the bus. Yes, he's going to throw you clean on the bus. If you don't have a document or anything saying that he allowed you to do this, he's going to sue the daylights out of you. He's going to sue you. He might file some charges against you, too. But he's definitely going to sue you, because he has to make himself look good, too. He's going to kick you from the building. That's definitely happened. You're on your way out of that building. But I can tell you this much. He is going to sue you. And if we ask him, does he know anything about it? He's going to deny and say no. Why in the world would I basically lose my entire apartment complex because guy went and put his name on there? I'm not going to admit to that. He committed all these crimes. No, you better hope you got that in writing. Because if you don't have it in writing, what he's going to do is he's going to put pressure on you. And he's going to put pressure on you to remove it off the building. You can't get it off the building because you can't do like I can. I can actually transfer my LLC to anything I want because my stuff is legit. I don't have any fraudulence on my account for my LLC. You do. You committed perjury. That's why you can't remove. You can't get rid of it. It's got to stay there. So he's going to request, and he'll even contact. If he got to, he'll probably contact. What is it? You got to contact down there about your LLC, asking you to remove it off the building. You better hope he doesn't do that because you're in a lot of trouble if he does this. If he contacts down there and he says, hey, look, I got a person who used to live in my building. They have an LLC attached to this building. I need to have it removed off the building. He may be able to do it that way. But then they might say at the end of the day that he can't until that document, because they can't do anything to it until that document is taken care of. And he can't get the document taken care of because he went and he lied about his company's age. So, and on top of that, look at the timeline of how long it's been sitting there. And he's just ignored it, like it's not there. Cinemax. LLC. Should use the hot glue to get the screws to sit on, but at least it's there. And cut that whole thing out. Yeah, I just got the folder a few minutes ago, but I can't show you the folder. But I got the folder from a friend of mine. He did the background checks and everything. He dug everything up. So yeah, statement of due date. Statement of information due date. Statement of information due date in California. Oh, man. Yeah, your LLC is not even in good standing right now. So California state of due date of information depending on when the entry was registered or formed. Initial filing due date, 90 days of the entry of the registration date. So your LLC wasn't even done yet. It's not even set in stone yet. And you're running around talking, I got LLC, not yet. You have to have this document to complete it. And this document is missing. You probably even know how to fill it out. Let's see. Following due date every 2 years. He has to have one of these every 2 years. Every 2 years. We don't have it over here. California's the only one that has one of these things. Because I looked. We don't have these. Let's see right here. Blah, 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 blah. Following the fees of the monthly 5 months before. Statement of information. File online. Yeah, and the fact that he's been sitting there for so long and it's been delinquent and like a lot of problems. Secretary of State sends a postcard reminder. Yeah, see, I told you, he gets a reminder. They tell him that we need that document. The statement of information includes information about the business address. Business address, that's what you have. That's your business address, which is now under your landlord's name. Let's see, 60-day grace period after the due date without late fees. Geez, past 60 days. There is a 60-day grace period after the due date. File without late fees, which he's past that. He's like a year or so past that. The Secretary of State sends postcards. Secretary of State sends postcards reminding to the LLC business address before the due date. However, it's still a responsibility to enter the following time. So yes, you have to have that. Still, it's a responsibility of the entry to file on time, which you did not file on time. In 2025, man, they're going to start reaching out to you by coming down to your apartment. This is going to get bad for you. Now, they first saw it as basically that he's late for filing. But after we cleared it up, we showed him that his company's been around longer than 5 months. We cleared that little problem up for him. Because at first, you could have cleaned that up. Because pretty much you were just late for filing. That was it. But we let them know that you've been around longer than 5 months. You've been around almost over 5 years. Now, of course, you can't make a statement like that because you have to have proof, right? It means anybody can call and make that statement, right? You have to have proof. But we can show receipts that we got through PayPal from his company canceling orders and other canceling orders. And we're showing we got cursed out quite a bit in these orders by the owner, and shows that the date says that he's been around longer than 5 months. So now you got to answer that mess. Because there's missing some very serious missing files. You got a time period that's missing between where you started and way back 5 years ago. So you're going to have to fill in the gaps for them. So you committed perjury. What happens if you commit perjury on a government document? You get 5 years in prison for that, Mr. Fernando. 5 years in prison. If you're knowledgeable, made a false statement on a government document considered perjury. That's what you committed perjury, right? You put down 5 months. How is your company around 5 months? The age of your company. So when they give you, when you do an LLC, they ask you the age of your company. And he put down for the age of his company, he put down 5 months, which is not really 5 months. You've been around longer than 5 months. Why would you even put that there? So that means you committed perjury because you lied on a document, and that's the documents we sent over to him. Let's see, including potential jail time and fines as a serious. This is a serious offense. Office and proceeding can involve penalties up to 5 years imprisonment, depending on the jurisdiction and the severity of the falseness statement made. That's why when the lawyer signed down on his, it had to say that he basically understood that what he was signing was 100% truthful statement from you. Now, that he can't get hit with that due to the fact that you went in, you made the false statement. He's just following by basically what you just did. Person who makes false statements under oath. Yes, under oath. It's considered under oath. Affirm this way. I'm truly guilty and require sworn in. But yes, it's sworn in. Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm going to work on my stuff. And just let you know that your fake landlord scheme failed miserably. I'll put my motherboard in real quick. I'm not afraid for my charge. My charge good? Oh, my charge is all the way up. What the heck am I holding this for? I'll put this over here. Yep. Little scheme failed miserably again. You're always doing some kind of scheme at the end of the day. Always committing some kind of scheme. It failed. I'm going to put my motherboard on. And I'm going to mosey on out. Had a few people in the office working late today. Or tonight. Everybody's a few people in there working downstairs on something. And you know what you to think about what you tried to do and how you failed at it. Where's the screws that go into this one? Are we up on this one? It's this way. We have to cut the ports for that one. I think we're upside down. Are we upside down? Why is this here? That's there. I just want to let you know that if you thought that your plan worked, it failed miserably. Absolutely miserably. Crash and burn miserably. Trying to intimidate me at the end of the day? Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna file charges on that one tomorrow. Boy, oh boy. I can't wait to meet the real one. I am looking forward to meeting him. Tells me right there from the door the fact that you went in and you did what you did. You didn't even tell the real. Why didn't you tell the real landlord? You could have went out and contacted him and got the real one. Nope, you didn't. I wonder why you didn't get the real landlord. I'm curious. I can't wait to meet him. I can't wait to meet him. I can't wait to tell him about the Ross Tucker. And so you know who Ross Tucker is? Because he's the guy who came here claiming to be the owner of your building. I can't wait to have a little conversation with him. And Mr. Ross Tucker, I can't wait until we basically get you ready for court. Because you impersonated a landlord. And that's against the law. You know that? Can't do that. Yep. Can't do that, buddy. Got you contact in my office, and I don't think that's your real name, to tell you the truth. I think that's all fake. Can't find your office. Can't find anything on you. Nothing. Like you, who are you? The building like that? Nobody at all, period? See, we got the zip code to where, did he tell you we had a process server come to his front door? I bet you didn't even tell you that, did you? Yeah, we know his address. We know exactly where he's at. Zip code and everything. So did the processor. We all know where he's at. So, for some reason, how are you renting out a building that the zip code doesn't match with the original building? How is that even possible? Hmm, that's interesting. I find it really, really interesting. That came out real nice. Okay, let's seal this sucker in so we can get a chance to see exactly. That's gonna fit nicely. Okay, so power supply here. Oh yeah, that joins up nicely. Joins up nicely. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, this is gonna look banging. This is gonna be a hot PC. That is hot, man. Power supply is gonna jump from here. Okay, jump there. That's the power supply going from here to there. We're gonna design our own cables and everything, our own sleeves. This is gonna come out looking nice, man. Okay, let me see. So we're gonna have the ports. Graphic card is here, so it's long enough for graphic card. And we have the ports for here in the front. So I gotta cut the ports off for the front. So let me see, everything else is all thumb there, thumb drive. The only ports we're gonna have is basically audio and HMIs. HMIs, freaking audio and HMIs coming from the graphic card. USBs are the only ones we're using. So we got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 USBs. I have to get extenders for all of them, push them right to the side. I have to do. Alright, dummy board up there. Got my pen finally. This thing's in there, got all the holes and everything cut into it. Reinforce it. So we decided we're going to turn this into a Gundam docking station. That's what I'm going to turn it into. Gundam docking station. Alright, people. I'm out. Got the rest of my work finished. I got the portal cut over there. Got all this stuff done. Told you I'm the kind of person at the end of the day, I don't care, man, if I'm tired or not. I gotta get it done. That's the portal we're building there. Yeah, that's really cool. That's the stand for it right there. All the boxes stacked, they're lined so they shift. Give out the portal display. I'll explain to you that tomorrow when we start working on that. Got to get the rest of the boxes because I used it for that to finish this, which is going to be our virtual tank with AdTech. Get cracking on that. Finish the floor, which has to be taken out because this one sucks. And then finally, we'll have this thing done because I'm too sick and tired of looking at those boxes. And look at you. You ready to go? Yeah, tell me about it. I'm tired. I'll be back in tomorrow. Yeah, my buddy's up late at night. He's doing some background checking right now. Somebody did something stupid. And he's digging them up, as he usually gets paid to do. And he sent me over a little folder and said, looky, looky, looky. Now, I can't show you what's in the folder. Can't show you that. And some very interesting stuff we found in there. Some very interesting stuff. It'll be perfect for court. It's going to make it look pretty bad, Mr. Fernando, when you get to court that you had all these people involved and all this trouble you got yourself into. And the fact you went to these little painful, little, I don't know what you call it the other day, to try to discourage us to keep from prosecuting you. Now you made me going to push even harder on you now. It's going to get far worse now. Consequences. Remember, I keep telling you about this. Every time you do something stupid, we have to hit you even harder every time. Give me one hit, I give you 60. Now, I'm going to have to hit you harder tomorrow. I got so much stuff in here, man. Some of this stuff, at the end of the day, we have so much stuff against you, I don't need to file it because we have that much stuff against you. I'm going to file all of it. I'm going to file the rest of it. I want to make sure we get in the court that when that judge pulls up your folder, I want it to be that thick. And we're going to make none of this up, Mr. Fernando. This is stuff that you have done. This is stuff we have evidence on you doing. Nothing's made up. It's different when you go to court and people file charges and say, hey, my neighbor basically did blah, 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 blah. It's going to be kind of hard to get that unless you have witnesses. So you have people out there recorded it. Some do it out in the open. A lot of people saw it. That's when things stick. But when you have basically something where no one else is seeing it and it's just between you and that person, that's harder to be able to prosecute somebody on. Unfortunately for you, I have it on live stream of catching you showing my face and carrying on and acting up and using our addresses and everything else, all recorded live stream. Not only that, I have tons of pictures backing up everything we said, that when we filed against you, we have pictures and evidence to back up everything we said in those documents. So it's not going to be hard to get it all taken care of. Let me see. If you have outstanding charges, can you get a warrant for your arrest? Yes, we can get a warrant for your arrest. And you have outstanding charges. And the reason why you have outstanding charges is because we had to file a lot of stuff on you. Because every time you did something stupid, I take a picture of it and I walk it down under the police station and I file. And I walk it down to the police station and I file. And I walk it down to the police station and I file. And sooner or later, you ended up with 20 or 30 different reports on you. Yeah, only way you get out of a bench where you're going to turn himself in. So if he doesn't show, and I would advise you to show to any of the criminal charges that are being filed against you, you're going to basically get a bench warrant on you. You don't want one of those. And you get a bench warrant on you, let me dig up bounty hunters. Bounty hunters go after bench warrants?
Yes, bounty hunters primarily go after individuals with bench warrants, which are issued by a court when someone fails to appear for a court date, essentially authorizing their arrest by a bounty hunter as they are considered fugitives who have skipped bail. This is the primary reason bounty hunters exist and are hired by bail bond companies to retrieve these individuals.
Told you. So I would show up. Commit these crimes, I would advise you to show up in court. We have a bounty hunter on you. I'm not on YouTube making stuff up at the end of the day. You know, you committed these crimes against my company, you committed these crimes against my family. You can't go around doxing people's addresses, man. We got you doing that on your company's account, doxing addresses. The guy lawyer just sat there and said, can't do that. Can't be posting people's faces. All the stuff you did, you committed crimes. Very heavy crimes. The people we have down here who committed these crimes with you, they're also going to have bounty hunters on them. You don't show up. When those court papers come through, you don't pop up. Guess what? Bounty hunter, McAfee. Bounty hunter, Mr. Williams. Back of him, Partey. Yes, you have done stuff at the end of the day to our company that we have filed these charges against you. And when they squeeze, can't think of his name now. When they squeeze Jamie, at the end of the day, Jamie's going to squeal. Jamie's going to tell on everybody. And he is. He's going to snitch on everybody because he's the snitch type. You can see it. He is going to snitch on anyone. They give him any kind of... He can't even get a deal. He has so much stuff on him. Literally, he couldn't even give him a deal. But if they were to cut some of this stuff, he's going to snitch on every single one of them. He's going to throw all of them under the bus to get out of that nonsense. I don't have to hire a bounty hunter. We already have one in the family. That's when you got nasty with. That's what he is. He's a bounty hunter. And so it's his other crews, his buddies. They're bounty hunters too. And you sit there and say, well, he's at no jurisdiction. I mean, jack to them. They can go cross lines or whatever. And since he's military, special military, he's going to cross. You go to Mexico, he's going to come get you. So there's no place you can go. Because I know you're Mexican. I know that for a fact. So usually most people, if they commit heavy crimes, they'll try to go back to where basically they have strong roots at. I wouldn't go back to some place that I don't speak the language. I would go to a place I can speak the language. I think I would work out better for me on that term. But unfortunately for you, he's not an everyday bounty hunter. He's ex-Marines. So he's used to hunting and tracking down dangerous fugitives because he did it in the military. So you're nothing new. And you're not some dangerous fugitive like someone he's used to tracking down. You're just a guy running because you're scared to death. So I wouldn't advise you do it. Because he'll pick you up over there and he'll bring you back. And then you really get a chance to play Black Ops 6. For real. See, that's why I said you got to be careful about what you say out of your mouth. Got nasty with this man. Got really nasty with him. And now there's a possibility that you two could meet up. And you don't look like the type that would show up for court. He does not. No, you're not going to show up for court. I guarantee he's going to get a bench warrant on him. He does not look like the type. He wouldn't even come to the door for the process server. So he's not going to be the type that's going to show up for court. But I'd advise you, man, show up and just get it over and done with. One of these are going to hit. The cyber charges are going to give you 10 years in jail, can give you 1 year. The perjury is going to give you 5 years in jail. Post office is going to give you 20 years of pop for each one of those. One of them are going to hit. It's like literally, like, I mean, if you had like one landmine in the entire field, it's kind of hard. It's kind of easy to get around that. But he's got like 60 of them in there. So even if he does mix 4 of them, he's bound to hit the other, 54, 56 in that well, actually 56 in that field. There's just no way to get through it. It's like the possibility of him trying to get through a small field at 60 landmines is extremely, nearly impossible. So that's literally how many charges this guy has accumulated. And the thing about Fernando, which we don't understand to this day, why did he keep doing it? Why did he keep going out and keep doing it over and over again? I don't know whether he got pumped up by his trolls, because mind you were getting trolled the entire time, Fernando. They were telling you to do dumb stuff, and you were going out and doing it. And for some reason, you thought that it was tearing at my business. We didn't get harmed by any of that. Do I look like I got harmed by any of that? No, I'm good. You took all that damage. Is my website still up? Yes. I'm still making money, all that. And you're the one going through all that. So we didn't take any damage. You took all the damage. You want to serve the devil, right? All right, then. That's what you got. I told you. I warned you about that a long time ago. I sat there and said, stop serving the demon at the end of the day. And you kept playing this game and playing this game. You took all that damage. And the crazy thing about it, what Mr. Fernando would never understand in a million years, the devil knew from the door you wasn't going to cause us any damage because we're protected by the Christ, by the blood of Christ. So he knew. You say Christ, protected by the Christ or blood of Christ, still the same thing as Jesus. He knew from the door that he couldn't touch us. He just knew that he could get you to do dumb stuff at the end of the day that would get you locked up and get you where he needs you to be at. Just like he told you to go contact that guy and have that guy contact my company so he can try to scream and yell and threaten me at the end of the day so I would definitely drop charges. He told you to do that, right? And now what if it got you into more trouble? You've got more trouble now coming your way. And every time you listen to him, you get more trouble and more trouble and more trouble, more trouble. Because, again, you're his perfect candidate. You're his perfect customer. You don't learn. You keep repeating the same thing over and over again. And you'll probably figure out to do something dumb tomorrow, which won't touch us, but will hit you. It's kind of like every time you make a curse toward us, it's like something cuts your flesh. And to the point your face is so marked up that no one can recognize it. But you don't learn. You look in the mirror and you see your face all sliced up and you don't learn. You keep doing it and you keep doing it. And even though you get sliced over and over again, you do it again and you do it again, you do it again, do it again. And sooner or later, the devil's going to get tired. He's going to cut your head off and get rid of you. You don't learn nothing at all, period. So, good luck on that, man. You're going to need it. Let me tell you something. From the time when I went in, I had nowhere near these charges that you literally have accumulated in this timeline. Nowhere near. You have accumulated charges beyond I've seen anybody. Your charges are freaking outstanding. And just craziness. Look at this. Can't even keep his websites down because at the end of the day, just everything gone. You lost it all doing dumb stuff. You lost your freedom. Freedom is worth more than anything in the world. I'd rather be poor, homeless, and out on the street than basically lose my freedom any day of the week. Let me see here. Here we got 1 inch of snow coming in. Oh, it's gonna snow, and snow, and snow, and snow. Oh, that's a shame. 67 years old and passed away. 90 star passed away at 67 years. 67. Tell you, life is short. Life is very, very short. Oh, man. Perfect dream house. Perfect. That's actually perfect. Out in the middle of nowhere, just chilling. I'll tell you something, Mr. Fernando. Wish you would have listened. I wish you'd listened when that process server sent you from the front door. Wish you would have backed down, went in a different direction, man. Wish you would have listened when we sent you out them documents telling you, look, man, you keep it up, we're going to have to sue you. I wish you'd have listened. You're going to wish it too. You have no idea how bad it's going to be. And the fact that I think you already know, because if you didn't, you wouldn't have went to the great stakes of basically getting that guy to contact us as the fake landlord of your building. The fact that you can't even tell your landlord tells me more than enough right there. Because you don't want him to know. Look at this. Each one of these copyrights going to carry. Gee whiz, it's going to carry time for him. Look at that. How many times he's been touching our copyrights. Text messages, emails, you attacking our accounts. It's not going to go well for you, man. This is going to be really bad. Really, really bad. Now would be the time right now to basically, I don't know what you're going to do, man. Honestly, I don't know what you're going to do. Right on top of our copyrights. So you wrote, don't get scammed right over top of our copyrights. Yeah, you're going to jail for a long time, man. Man, I gotta print these out too. I gotta print all these out, and for the process, all that's gonna be printed out in the process server. All that gonna be printed out. I gotta go back in tomorrow, file again. I gotta file that stuff, all this stuff, the text messages, all this stuff he was sending to us, cursing us out, calling us the N-word, all that stuff. Yep. This shows you that he was stalking us since, from we're over in the Blue House. See that, Fernando? Look at it real quick. That right there is my old place where I was living at. It's right on your channel, Crow 7076, and this shows you right here where you basically doxed my address right there. You didn't know we went back that far, did you? Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff on you. We got all kinds of stuff on you of you doing stuff like this. Posting the addresses. I told you he was stalking us. He's been stalking us for a long time. Every place we were blessed to move into, he was basically posting our addresses, telling people to come down and see us and all that nonsense. Challenge to come see us. See right there, challenge. That's the house right there the Lord blessed me to be in. And you turn around and try to taint that blessing. Yeah, you got, it's coming to you, man. It's coming to you now. It's going to come to you now. Yep. Touching our copyrights again without our permission. Had nerve to write my logo over top of our own logo. So you can't get on camera and cry to people at the end of the day and say, hey, you know, it's wrong. You know, he's attacking me. And nobody, take that camera nonsense someplace else. See right there? That's defamation. They're going to cost you money. So I guarantee, Mr. Fernando, when you are in the prison system, when you come out in that orange jumpsuit with them shackles on, you're going to see my face. And I'm going to be in there for one purpose, to stack more charges on you. You're going to be in and out all for the whole year, maybe more, of me stacking charges on you. But it's going to be a long process. Not something that's going to happen overnight. You got a lot of stuff. You're going to be going in and out of the system over and over. It's going to be exhausting. It's going to be tiresome. It's going to be stressful. It is going to be HE double hockey sticks. But you have to go through that process. What he did there, rip this customer off right here. Look at this awful. This poor dude. If he ever reaches out to me, I got him. Look at that. That's awful. Look at that screen just washed out. 2 windows. Screen not even there no more. Just washed right on out. You think he got his money back? Nah, he didn't get his money back. You think he got exchange? Nope. He got ripped off. That's what he got. When he got 2 windows open and the screen is gone. He got a 4K projector. That's a bit of a shame. You went and took my God loves you tracks that I pass out to people. Reminding them to be happy, Jesus loves you, and you took it and used it as your own personal use. That shows you what kind of ignorant person you are. You got no respect for God. You got aerosol cans all in the way. L&I's been contacted. They're going to be investigating your apartment for the 3D printing machine and everything else in there. You keep in mind your building is basically your apartment. It's very, 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 very dirty. See, this is my place, Jamie. For some reason, you said you had the same size apartment. I don't know what it is about you. I get something for some reason. You got to try to upscale me, try to do better. I got this place because I liked it because the ceilings were big. Nice place, but the people over top, too. Never do apartment in a long time. Ever. I'll never do that again, ever. Didn't like the apartment life. Hated it. Hated it. Here we go. These are my God love you tracks that I make that I pass out to people. See, smile, God loves you. Right here. That is actually and you took that upon yourself. John 3:16. That's a real verse in the Bible. And you took it and you did this to it. That shows you have no respect for God whatsoever. And you wonder why all this stuff is coming down on top of you. Knowing him, he's probably going to try to remove it as fast as he possibly can. Jamie's known for deleting stuff. Don't worry. We document everything. We document everything. So if you removed it, we know. Got no respect for anybody, not even God. No, you removed the picture now. See that? You know why he removed the picture? Because he knows he can be sued for it. But too late. We already got pictures of it. It's already filed into the Allentown Police Department. We already filed. So once that document comes back to me in 5 days, I go over to the magistrate and I go file my lawsuit against you. So it's already taken care of already. It's supposed to be my product, right? Yeah, they dubbed and copied all this. They got copies on all this stuff. He has to go to court on this. Anytime we find anything on this account that shows he's claiming our paint to be that dark at the end of the day, that's the reason why it's going into like $2, $3, $4 million at the most for him. And he removed that too. Let me see. Yeah, he removed it. It was up here, he removed it. Don't worry, Jamie, we have everything documented. Everything's documented off your site. I told you, got somebody watching your site that documents all your stuff. And these videos are old. Look, this is 1 year ago. I'm sure how old these videos are. All his videos are missed off his account. He got rid of his videos. He got rid of them. So this one is 11 months ago. This one over here is 1 year ago. That's 1 year ago right there. Let me see. That's where he claims to have made. Oh my goodness. Do you know the color black? How is that black? That's not even black. Your freaking entertainment center is darker than that. That's gray again. He's claiming that to be our product right there again. 1 year. 1 year. So stalking us in the garage right here. He said Kenneth Bird went too far over for some over-the-counter paint. It's all over-the-counter paint, you dummy. All of it's over-the-counter paint. Everything that's made is over-the-counter. It has to be. If it's not over-the-counter, you'll be in a lot of trouble in the day because it shows it's not tested. It means you're making it from a raw chemical. It's how it's mixed at the end of the day that makes it different. That's why we have all these tests that you can't seem to do or back up in any of your demonstrations because your stuff is just everyday over-the-counter mess. That's what it is. Ours is different. That's why we can take out certifies, operate in fully environments. And you can't do that at the end of the day because your stuff doesn't work. Nothing special about your paint. You just got regular over-the-counter paint. That's what you have. Oh, my goodness. Now here we had, right here, right there. It says no more paint. This was a picture of Venice Beach, I think it was, on there instead of this right here. I guess he calls it supposed to be doxing addresses or whatever, I don't know. And this right here was the face he had me with the red hairdo and all that crazy stuff, which is too late. And you see he removed it, which is too late, Fernando, because files were already charged. And that one picture, it's going to cost you a lot of money because the guy was like, take out the silver court, go to the magistrate, and sue for $100 grand. And that's what we're suing for, $100,000. Now, each one of those pictures that you posted, each one of this is going to be $100 grand. So I don't know where how you're going to get my money. But you're going to have to get it. And this image is faded and washed out. Now, look, he got this image up here for the thumbnail. But the picture, when it shows up, is all faded and washed out. Gee whiz, this guy just does nothing but scam all day long. And again, do it yourself. Where's the ingredients? We ain't going to bother with that. We got things to do. Okay, this is what it should look like over there. Not this over here. Here we go. Let me see. Yeah, even doxing, Jesse. Doxing addresses on your account. And who is that right there? Hold on for a minute. That's Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams being prosecuted for impersonating a priest. Yeah, IRS is going through his stuff right now. They're digging up his stuff. Now, mind you, this guy talked all this trash on his channel. Look at all this trash he talked. All this trash. Oh, the 3D printer. There it is right there. Wait, hold on for a minute. I gotta get a picture of this thing. Because the guys, we want a picture of this thing he's using. Where the frick is my other phone? Oh, it's on the floor.
Alright guys, what is up? This is Fort 76. Alright, so today we're going to be leveling this bed, okay? This thing
You got this thing right next to curtains right there. Those are curtains. You got a 3D printer next to curtains. Windows are shut because the wind would be blowing back and forth with some kind of air ventilation. Gee whiz Louise. He has it sitting right now. Gotta get a phone on picture of this. He has it sitting right next to freaking curtains. Oh my god, he gonna burn that place to the ground. Where's my phone at on my charger? I gotta grab some. Let me get the phone back. You're gonna beat my phone again. Contact license inspection. Send this down to him. Got it sitting next to a curtain. Can't have these things sitting next to curtains. These things generate a ton of freaking heat. Oh man, unbelievable. Get the which one underneath of it. Here we go. A year ago, she's been operating this thing for about a year in his apartment. Man, Jamie, you get into a lot of trouble, don't you? So you can't have a 3D printer in your home, especially if you have it on a large scale, and he has it right next to a freaking window, which has curtains. Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. If I had saw this video and I was in the same apartment you was, we'd be having a conversation about now. Oh, that's poorly done. Wow. And he's stuck on the inside of my place again. Images are washed out there. Boy, man, you went through all this to end up with no website whatsoever. Yeah, Fernando, we're on your page right now. You went through all this to get sued for millions of dollars. End up spending the rest of your life in a prison system and then losing your business. How long you been doing this for? About a couple of years? Yeah. That's horrible, man. Well, you're gonna have to pay me, man. You have to pay me a lot of money. And you're gonna spend the rest of your life in jail. So, yeah, I hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it, 100%. The day you're sentenced, Mr. Fernando, I'm going to make an appointment to something called Sky Cafe. It's a real fancy restaurant. You know what I mean? It's pretty huge. My sister's been this beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I knew it, Sky Cafe down. I didn't know we had one down here. But anyway, I'm going to the Sky Cafe. I'm going to open up a live stream, and I'm going to sit down and enjoy my food. And you are going to get processed to the system. That's what I'm going to do the day you get processed. I'm going to look out that window, enjoy that beautiful view, and you are going to basically, well, you're never coming back to freaking California again. All that for nothing. He has nothing to show for it. That's it. That's all he has. There's no videos. There's nothing really on his site at all, period. Nothing but a lot of hate and slander to us, but that's basically about it. Your products show no improvement. All your stuff is sitting in the dark. Screens are washed out. I have no idea how you basically stayed and made money that long. Don't even know how. You didn't make much, but I know how. Yeah, that's pretty pitiful. Oh well. And he got rid of that, whatchamacallit, removed that. So I see he's removing stuff as you go along. So Fernando, when I go in and I check things that I've already have documented on their site that I can bring up on my end with no problem whatsoever, and we see these things being removed, this is because you already know better. People remove things for two things, because they're hiding things or because they know better and they're ashamed of what they did. And right now, man, you're gonna need God. You're gonna need him on so many levels, because man, what you have is coming to you is really pretty bad. Let's get this site off of here. You got nothing going on in your site right now. Your YouTube channel has nothing going on in there. Crunchy, crunchy. Maybe inch. Forget it, you can't match the promo demonstration. No point watching that. You got nothing going on in your account but hatred. Nothing on your account. That's all you got. Nothing in your account but hatred. That's it. You got nothing to show for it. Building, constructing stuff at the end of the day. Look at this. Compared to what you do, compared to what I do. Gaming ad to do for a customer over here. Show a customer how the screen looks because he ordered the paint already for the gunmetal. Right there. Finding out that my projector does 25 lumens instead of what we thought it was going to be. Built a custom PC box. Bam! Over here. You're not doing anything at all, period. Look at my account right here. Right here, we got a setup right here. We're doing a fully lit environment while you're sitting in a dark apartment all day long. Ice cube setup right here for my PC over here. Another set building the AdTech visual cardboard tower build. Back to business. Showing some of the technology and things we're working on. Your fake landlord at the end of the day. Let's see. Dropping below factory settings. 32 when you did 2. Over here, showing how certified gray screens can't touch our technology. Demonstrations on a splatter screen. Demonstrations on building PCs out of cardboard. Demonstrating, breaking down your misleading nonsense that you do with your customers and ripping them off every chance you get. Splatter screen demonstration. How your customers got left out in the cold. This is basically a YouTuber was talking some nonsense. I was here to back it up at the end of the day, so you know I know my stuff. Splatter screen right here. Building a PC out of cardboard. Yeah, building a PC out of cardboard. Busy day, discussing what we're doing today. High performance projection screen paint demonstration there. Let's see, embarrassing you on that day. Oh, gunmetal sales to our products. Some customers have more screen paint. Another demonstration on splatter, building a PC. Embarrassing you on that day. Built the cardboard setup over here. Another one over here we're building. I forgot we got the other one. We got to finish them all too. I had 3 of them to finish them all. Gunmetal technology, gunmetal technology, gunmetal technology, gunmetal technology. Rebuilding another case for another PC we're building. PC build, gunmetal technology. Ultra short though demonstration. 1000 lumen demonstration, 2700 lumen demonstration, unboxing my brand new Christie projector that I got for $50. Gotta go run and take care of some business because I'm setting up at another place. I'm gonna be doing pretty soon videos on site. Gunmetal technology. Ghost Ship basically explains that how many times this website posted in and off, on and off. That nonsense. Gunmetal technology again. Over here, showing a new Apex Gamer Black technology. Oh, you said you have the Apex Gamer. You know, there's a rare version of that, right? Okay, just want to check. Gunmetal technology, gunmetal technology, gunmetal technology. Building a setup for AdTech. Over here, let me see. Yeah, requiring you need a license for basically to operate a 3D printing machine, which you do not have because we checked already. It's easy. We can find this license right through City Hall. Also 2 line again when you did this whole thing with the whole moving on to bigger and better things. Splatter screen demonstration. Built another PC here. Gamer technology. Splatter screen demonstration. Does our screen match any form of brown paint, gray paint, black paint? Beat that already. Demonstrations on you scamming. Demonstrations on a white wall or gray wall versus our technology. Exposing you again. Updates for a new website, new build over here, new splatter screen. It just goes on and on and on. All we do is just build stuff and basically At the end of the day, educate the people on YouTube and other than where I share ideas with people that are all working on the same page. But the only thing that he has on his page is nothing but hatred, 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 hatred. You're not doing nothing positive. And that tells you right there that you did a lot of the devil's work right there. Even showed up for new containers for our silver technology. Paint down demonstration right here. Splatter screen demonstration. Splatter screen demonstration. Up, back to work again. Some stuff we got planned for next month. Hey, this is where I was building the whole setup for the arcade right over there. Oh, I can go back and check my videos. Arcade build here, over here. Requesting Derek Wilson to basically give us a bachelor degree, name of the church, and where you preached at. Couldn't give up any of that information, could you? Yeah, you couldn't because you're a fake at the end of the day. Good luck with that in the IRS. Let me see. Here we go. Cardboard Kingdom, new PC I'm building right there. That was the... What was that? That was the... Oh, yes, the arcade joint we're working on. 1,000 lumen projector. Max out environment. Commercial lit. Boom! Knocked it out of the park. That's what we do. What we do. Oh, Crow site went down again. Got it documented. Site again, came back up again, going again. He's ghost shipping, by the way. Cardboard Kingdom, new silver technology coming in 2025. eBay, requesting for Derek Wilson to post his screen paint on eBay. And guess what? Never did, because you know why? Your stuff don't work, that's why. Over here, our technology again, splatter screen. Oh, showing up for PC builds, bam, over there. PC builds over here. Derek Wilson requesting again. Got nothing back at all, period. Gee, you guys don't back your stuff up, to you. All right, it's time for me to skedaddle. At the end of the day, I'm getting tired of crushing you guys. But we're done with all that, so I'll see you in court. That's the next stage now. Drag you in court and finish you off and be done. So, make sure you have my money because you're going to need it. When the judge tells you our reward, what we're going to get paid at the end of the day, make sure you have it. Don't, I'm not going to even stick around to sit there and agree to anything. I'm going upstairs and execute judgment right on the spot. Get me a debt collector in California and the other states and collect my stuff. That's what's going to happen. Oh, by the way, Fernandez, do you know that this at the end of the day, we can freeze their accounts too also. You're married. Your finances are one. You know that, right? When you're divorced, they separate, which is interesting. When you're married, your finances are one. So, your paycheck, her paycheck. Unless she can tell us otherwise, that she has nothing to do with you and she has divorced you, then, again, your paycheck. And we can't touch her when she divorces her. She's separated from him. That's why when people commit crimes and they're married and the woman divorces them, yeah, automatically from the door. I had to divorce him. I found out what he was doing. They could possibly know everything he was doing and still come out there and say, no, I found out what he's doing and I divorced him. And that's the end of that. And then just you. All right. Gotta go.